What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the William Rock MMA podcast. My brother's on vacation, so I'm taking this bitch dolo. Let's get straight to it. We have Bellator welterweight Grand Prix happening. The first fight is happening September 29th in San Jose, California. Is Douglas Lima, who's coming back of the last time he fought, a defeat against Rory McDonald for the welterweight title. He's going against Andrei Kovalov, which I think it's a great fight to put in the first round of fights. I believe that maybe Douglas Lima should have gotten somebody, I don't know, maybe John Fitch, but we could get further into that. The next fight that's happening is Paul Daly versus Michael Venom Page. This is a fight that we've been waiting for a long time. We have a guy like Michael Venom Page who's been tremendous performance, tremendous footwork, great hands. He's been like clowning a majority of the people who he fights against, and he's fighting against one of the craziest right hands in MMA right now. In no matter what division, Paul Daly has the tenacity to definitely knock out Michael Venom Page. The question is, could he catch him? So that's going to be a tremendous fight. Probably one of the ones that I'm looking forward to the most in this welterweight Grand Prix. The next one we have Ed Ruth versus Neiman Gracie. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Could Gracie get him to the floor, or could Ruth knock him out? I believe that Ruth is the underdog in this whole card, and I think that he's going to do much better than the majority of these people that we're expecting to advance in this welterweight Grand Prix. Tremendous fight. Good luck to both fighters, but I believe Ed Ruth has what it takes to beat Neiman Gracie. The last but not least, we have most likely Robbie McDonald, who would go against John Fitch, which I don't know why are they planning on putting on this fight. I feel like John Fitch there's so much hype behind him right now, especially with his last performances. For them to put a guy like a champion like Rory McDonald in this second fight back, I don't know if that's the right move. But with that being said, we have to wait because Rory McDonald is gonna end up fighting against Chris. Can you do me a favor? Rory McDonald's fighting for I think it's a middleweight champion versus anyway, so get back to me. But Rory McDonald versus John Fitch is a tremendous fight. The question is, could John Fitch take him down and hold him down like he did to Paul Daly, or are we going to see Rory McDonald destroy John Fitch on his feet? It's a great fight. Statistically, I believe that John Fitch has an edge over Rory McDonald, but then again, Rory McDonald is a fucking beast, and let's just see what that happens. Do you find out Rory McDonald, who he's fighting again? Yeah. Okay, so while you look at that, we're gonna next go to UFC 227 that it just happened this Saturday. The first bout of this fight was a welterweight fight, which Thiago Santos won by unanimous decision. Now, Thiago Santos came into that ring a much bigger guy. He has a tremendous power on both hands, great kicker. Tremendous performance by Thiago Santos. I think we're going to see a lot more of him, and I really do look forward to that. Rocky's lucky because he picked somebody else, Kevin Holland, to win this fight, but so he's not here, so he's not taking shots, but we'll catch him next week. The next fight was in the strawweight division. It was JJ Aldrich versus Polyana Viana. Tremendous fight. This girl, JJ Aldrich, has a perfect left jab to keep a perfect distance from her opponent, and all she did was jab away, throw great right hands right down the middle. Polyana didn't know what she was doing in that octagon. If you look at them side by side, you would think that Polyana had the advantage because she's a much bigger female. You could tell the muscles. She's definitely more ripped, and JJ Aldrich, let's be honest, does not look like an MMA fighter, but tremendous fighter to begin with. But with that being said, tremendous performance by JJ Aldrich. I think she is another person that we have to look into because women's fighters normally slugfest, but this girl has the tenacity. She has great foot movement, great left hand. The jab was working all day for her. Great right hands. But anyways, JJ Arich took that one too, and if Rocky was here, he would have fucking taken a shot. But the next one we have was a submission fight in the featherweight division. It was Renato Macchiano versus Cub Swanson. It's unfortunate that we're looking at a guy like Cub Swanson coming from the WEC, where he was just dominant, now fighting in the UFC, and really has not gotten the... I don't believe he has gotten the right fights, and they keep on throwing monsters at him, but he's a monster himself. But unfortunately, he's just falling short in this last few bouts. How much of Cub Swanson we're going to see is only a matter of time, whether or not he's going to, they give him the next fight and he loses. Because if he does, I think it's time for you to become a coach. I really do believe so. Congratulations to Renato Macchiano. You looked amazing. You're a fucking killer, bro. You hit him a perfect right hand to knock him down, got his back, and just choked him out. Chris, disregard what I said. I think Rory McDonald was just injured. That's what they were debating, whether or not he's going to be in the tournament. I thought he was going to fight against Mousasi, is what I thought. He's not fighting no one. Okay, cool. Thank you. The next one, we have the flyweight division. We have Demetrius Johnson versus Henry Cejudo. Now, this is a big toss-up for me. The first time I watched it, I gave it to Demetrius Johnson. The second time, I had it a draw. The third time, I had it a draw. I don't believe Henry Cejudo did enough to win that fight. I don't think Demetrius Johnson did enough to win that fight himself. But I was, me and my brother been, beating you guys over the head with the same exact news, is that they should start putting more draws. I don't understand. Why does somebody have to win in a matchup that is so goddamn tight? There was no winner. They should fucking put his draws down more, man. It's fucking ridiculous. It's getting completely out of hand, where these judges are just letting, it's just like they're tossing up a fucking coin to see who won. And worse when it's a unanimous, a split decision out of all things. They had, the first judge gave it to Henry Cejudo, the second gave it to Demetrius Johnson, and the third gave it back to Henry Cejudo. Besides the 3 judges, they should put 5 judges. They have so much more. MMA is still like a freaking infant in the infant stages. It's fucking ridiculous. But congratulations to Henry Cejudo. With that being said, tremendous performance. He's the second Olympic champion besides Daniel Cormier. So congratulations to Henry Cejudo, a tremendous champion. I believe that they should run that back one more time to see what kind of performance Henry Cejudo would put up the second time around. Or should I say the third time around, because they fought before. Last but not least, we had TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt. This is for the Bantamweight championship. What could I say about TJ Dillashaw? What a motherfucking fighter. He is by far the best pound-for-pound fighter in his weight class, without a doubt. And he's getting really close to the pound-for-pound best fighter in the UFC. His footwork is the best footwork we've seen. He reminds me of an early Cruz, where, just moving in and out, jab, 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 good right hands, just really solid. Everything is very well calculated. Everything lands, which is more importantly. Cody Garbrandt, on the other hand, he was 1 foot slower. Every time TJ did 2, he just did 1. He was just... didn't seem like he was in a rhythm of things. It's unfortunate because, as we know, Cody Garbrandt is a motherfucker. He has a tremendous right hand. His first performance was unfortunately better than his second, but there must have been a lot of anxiety in his part, a lot of emotions that were going through his head, because this was really a personal fight for him. Him and TJ Dillashaw don't get along. Is really bad blood since the beginning of when they first departed from Alpha Male. But TJ Dillashaw, man, tremendous fight. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to see who they put up against, who you fight next. I believe that Henry Cejudo called you out. Henry Cejudo wants to go up in weight to fight you, but you want to go down in weight to fight Henry Cejudo. So interesting fight. let's see what happens. But that's all. That's all for today. Don't forget to follow us on the Will and Rock MMA podcast. Subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Next week, Rock and I will be back in the building together, and it's going to be a longer one, that's for sure. Peace.